What is happening, everybody, on YouTube? Steve again with Rake and Profit, coming back to you with another live hangout video. And in today's video, we're going to be switching things up a little bit, and we're going to be talking about how to publish your first book on Kindle. And if you're not sure what the Kindle is or what's Kindle, you've never heard of it before, it's pretty much those little reading devices that people use to read digital books. And if you start to do a little research, especially with today's times and everything, you're going to notice that a lot more books are being consumed via the Kindle, through digital files, through the internet versus the actual physical copies. So with that being said, there's really a big opportunity right now for self-publishers or anybody who wants to be able to create a book, especially an ebook. And I mean, that could be Kindle, that could be, selling it through Gumroad like I do for some of my own personal books. But right now is a really good opportunity to make money on Kindle, to publish your own ebook. And, anybody could do it. Really years ago, you have to go through a publisher, you have to get a professional editor, and you have to do all this stuff to be able to publish your work. But nowadays, it's super, super simple. You could do it on a budget. And one of the beautiful things about Kindle as well is you could create a book that's 15, 20, 25 pages and sell it for $2.99 and get a 70% royalty on that. And once you create the book, once you put it out there, it can make you sales for years and years to come, which is known as passive income when you do the work once and it makes you money and over again. So it's really a beautiful thing. So I'm going to talk about Kindle a little bit, talk about how you can make money with it, how to publish it and whatnot. And I've got a little PowerPoint set up right now, and I'm going to share my screen with you and go through it. This is going to be part one of the Kindle series where I talk about how to publish a book and whatnot. So if you're interested in publishing a book, you're not really sure how to do it, you want to learn, I'm going to kind of walk you through the process. And as you folks know personally, I've written quite a few books, 2 of my own, which I published on Gumroad. And I'll get into the reasons why I publish it on Gumroad in this video if you're interested. It has to do with pricing, because Amazon Kindle will kind of make you price things a certain way. But I've written 2 of my own books. And I've also written a few books on Kindle, which are under different pen names. And I've got a little bit over, probably about over 10 books, 12 or 13 books that are published on Amazon Kindle right now that I outsource the work, which means I actually hired someone else to do it, a ghostwriter, which is very common in the writing industry. Ghostwriters are common. Using different pen names are common. So if you're worried about putting your work out there, put it under a different pen name. You don't have to worry about someone personally attacking you and whatnot. But the main reason why I do a pen name is because a lot of the books that I'm targeting are very niche. I'm targeting certain keywords, and if I was to publicly tell you which books I was writing, someone could easily go out there, write a book on it. 3 or 4 people come and write a book on your niche topic. It could ruin your chances of making the sale. So that's kind of what I do. I choose little niche topics that are in demand, that a lot of people, they want to consume these books, but nobody's written them. So I do the keyword research, and I get them written and whatnot. But yeah. Let me know if you could hear me okay and that you could see me as well. Like I said, I'm going to share the screen as well very soon and kind of give you like a little presentation so I could kind of hit some points that could be able to help you to get started. So I'm going to be checking in the comments section. If you have any questions or whatnot, you can feel free to leave them in the YouTube comment section as well. But this little hangout's going to probably last for about a half hour. Like I said, I'm going to go through a little presentation. I'm not going to try to sell you anything or whatnot. I'm just trying to help you folks out to learn how to do this, because there's a really awesome opportunity on here. And as much as I love to preach selling on eBay and Amazon and Craigslist, I also love to preach in diversifying yourself in different streams of income, just in case, and especially passive income. So this should definitely be fun, not only for me, but hopefully you guys can learn something. So I'm checking the comment section right now. If you want to say hello or you have any questions, feel free to let me know. But we'll be getting started soon. The resale grind, what is going on, my man? Hope things are going well. I've noticed you've been putting some videos up. That's great. Ken Paul, sounds great. Been thinking about doing some writing. Yeah, I tell you, writing it's fun, especially when you write on a topic that you're interested in. If you're going to do the Kindle and target certain keywords and target niches that you're not super interested in, I would suggest leveraging your time and just outsourcing it. You could outsource these books for as little as 30 to 35 bucks for 3,500 words, which isn't a lot. It's only about 15 to 20 pages on Kindle. But I've noticed that those types of books sell the best. and they're really quick to bang out. If you want to write something on your own, something that you're interested in, like for me, I like writing on eBay and Amazon and making money. Those are fun. I sit down every day and I try to write some words, and I love it. I enjoy it. So if you're into writing, you want to make some money, you want something to do, definitely look into that. Leslie Spears, hey, what's going on, Leslie? Hey, Steve, everything's working great. Awesome, sounds good. So I'm going to try to share my screen with you and hit some points. Again, I'll be checking into the comments from time to time, but I've got a little PowerPoint thing set up. I'm going to try to figure out how to share my screen. Give me one moment, please. Let's see how to do this. All right, we're almost there. All right, so you should be able to see my screen right now. The first keynote is publishing a book on Amazon Kindle. So that's pretty much what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about how you can publish your first book on Amazon Kindle. And this is going to be part one. So we're going to cover 3 of the initial steps to getting started when it comes to publishing a book on Kindle. And again, I already talked about what Kindle was. As you can see with the picture in front of you, it's a little Kindle device that people use. You could also read the Kindle books on cell phones, directly from your computer. There's a lot of apps that are out there now, and Kindle is going through the roof. There's a lot of people making a lot of money, and if you checked out my first video that I made about the Kindle, probably about a week ago, I was talking about how much money I made and how much books I had. I was actually shooting for 300 for the end of the month, and I think I was at like 280 or something around that when I made that video, but I actually ended the month. This was my 3rd month doing it. The first month I made 75. The second month I think I made 80 or something around there. If the first month was 30 and then 80, but the 3rd month, which was July, I ended up making over $500 profit off of my royalties. So that was awesome. This month I'm shooting for, I'm going to try to hit 750, maybe 1,000. We'll see what happens. But the more books that you put out, the more you publish, the more you learn. It definitely makes it a lot easier. But anyways, publishing a book on Amazon Kindle. Let's get into the first step of getting this book ready. And the first thing that you're going to want to do is brainstorming ideas for a topic. So there's a lot of ways that you can figure out what you want to write a book on. Now, if you're just writing for passion and pleasure and you want to, make some money off of something you enjoy writing, then obviously you're going to want to go after, things that you're interested in, maybe expertises that you have. Like if you're really good at something, maybe you probably want to write a book on that. But if you're just writing to, make some money and you want to get a bunch of books and build a little Kindle empire, one really awesome method for figuring out what to write a book on is to go over to ezinearticles.com. And pretty much once you go over there, it's going to give you a whole bunch of categories. So once you click on a category, for example, maybe you click on the health and fitness category, it's going to give you tons and tons of ideas of different articles that people have written. And the reason why you're doing this is just to get a bunch of ideas. Maybe you see one idea on stomach pain or neck pain, or another idea on cocaine addiction. Maybe there's another idea for smoothies, or there's another idea for brain training exercises. There's so many different things that have to do with health, or any category that you choose. So going over the eZine articles will help you to get an idea of what is out there, and you can pick a bunch of ideas that you're interested in. And that's just one way that has helped me a lot to figure out what to write about, because sometimes it's hard just thinking on your own. Another way that you can get some ideas for books that you want to write is to go over to Amazon.com and check out the bestsellers list. So you can go over there and check out bestsellers list for different categories. Maybe you want to go back into the health and fitness and see what are the best ones selling. So maybe you notice that a lot of people are buying books on coconut oil, or people are buying books on, like I said, smoothies or juicing or raw food, or how to lose 10 pounds in a week. I mean, there's so many different ideas out there. It's just a matter of coming up with one. And, once you figure out maybe a bunch of ideas that you want to possibly write a book on, like I said, come up with a bunch of ideas, write them all down. Next thing you're going to want to do is some keyword research. And the reason why you want to do this is, first of all, you want to make sure that whatever you're going after is in demand. But more specifically, you want to make sure that there's a market out there, that there's people buying these books. And one tool that I like to use is the Google Keyword Tool. You just go over to Google AdWords, you go into the tools and the keyword planner, I believe that's what it's called, and you could type in certain keywords, and you could see how many people are searching for these keywords per month. And this is a really awesome tool because you can know exactly what people are looking for, and it'll also give you different ideas. So maybe you type in a keyword like raw food. Let's go into that genre. You type in raw food, and you could actually see how many people searched it. So maybe it has 10,000 searches per month. I guess there's probably a lot more than that. But maybe you don't want to write it on raw food. So you look under the ideas, and maybe it'll give you an idea like juice fasting or raw food detox. There's a whole bunch of different keywords. So once you figure out the keywords that you kind of want to target, you want to go into Amazon, you want to type them into the search bar and go under Kindle and see what books are being written that are targeting those keywords. And also you want to look at the covers, the titles, the descriptions. You want to see how well they're doing. Check out their reviews, because the more reviews they have, the more books, the more results that are on that specific keyword, the harder it's going to be to rank your books at the top of the Amazon search engine. You really want to get within the top 5 results for whatever keyword you're going after, because if you're not, you're really going to have a hard time selling it unless what you put out there is super, high quality and people are passing it around, and it's really, the word is getting out. But a lot of times you're going to get a lot of sales from the search engine. So that's a little keyword research 101. There's really a lot more that I could talk about with that, but for now I'm just going to give you like a little basic understanding. And that's pretty much how I go about brainstorming my ideas. I think of an idea either through eZine articles or Amazon's bestseller list, or maybe something I'm interested in. I do the keyword research to see if it's in demand and people are searching for it. Then I take that keyword research and bring it to Amazon to see if there's any other books that are published, how popular these books are, and I'm trying to find something that, a niche that is unsatisfied. I want to find something that people are searching for, people want to read, people are interested in, but the market just hasn't supplied what the consumers are looking for. So maybe you're going to write a book on raw food. There's not a lot of people doing it. Maybe the raw food diet, and you see people are searching for it, but there's not a lot of books, or if there are books, they're not really high quality. So that's kind of an idea, a little gist of how I go about doing this, and it's worked well, targeting certain keywords, long tail keywords. And if you put something out there, you make a good cover, you choose the right keywords, you definitely can make some sales. Step 2 is beginning the writing process. So once you figure out the keywords you're going to target, the topic that you've chosen, now you want to get started writing. And you want to ask yourself a question first. Are you writing yourself? Are you going to write this yourself? Or do you want to outsource the writing process altogether? And honestly, one second, let's see if all right, sorry, I kind of messed something up. So you want to ask yourself, do you want to write it yourself, or do you want to outsource it? And honestly, it's pretty easy to outsource it. There's a lot of websites. There's elancer.com, I believe, is one of them. The one I use is odesk.com. And all you do is you pretty much put out a job application, and we could go more in depth with this later, but you put out a job application, what you're looking for, and you have somebody write it for you. And you could write it pretty cheap depending on how many words you want to do, but usually it comes down to about $1 per 100 words. And of course, this could go up or down based on the quality that you're looking for. But usually I have my books written about 15 or 20 pages, usually around 20 pages, sometimes 25, and it costs me anywhere between $35 and $40. And that's pretty much the sweet spot that I found. People, they're going on Kindle. They want these little short books. They want to consume them quick. And as long as they're high quality and they add value and they help people out, you can definitely sell them and get some really good reviews. So once you figure that out, let's just say that you're going to write it yourself, and you figure it out, you're going to write maybe 25 or 30 pages. What you want to do is you want to create a schedule to write on a daily basis. And so let's just say you're going to write 3,500 words. I mean, schedule 500 words to be written every single day, and you could bang out that book within a week. So, set a schedule, make up your mind, make a commitment. That's really the key, because the books, they don't get written on themselves. I mean, I've written the Blazing Profits book. That was like 275 pages. That was a real big book, under my own pen name, which a lot of these Kindle books are under different pen names, because I would never put my name under something I didn't write myself. But anyways, that Blazing Profits book that I wrote, 275 pages. I mean, it didn't happen overnight. I worked on it every single day for months. I put in, a few hundred words every single day or more, and finally it got written. And that's just the way it works. I mean, the Kindle books are a lot smaller, especially if you're going to be selling them for like $2.99. So, I mean, you could even do, 50, 100 words a day and bang it out within a month or so. So it's really easy. You just got to make the commitment. You got to schedule the time, and you got to do it. And a quick tip for doing this is, at first, once you figure out your idea, put together a little outline. That's going to make the writing process a lot easier. Write out the chapters that you want to cover. So maybe you have a book on how to play baseball. Maybe chapter 1 is, getting started with baseball. Chapter 2 is hitting. Chapter 3 is fielding. Chapter 4 is having a winning attitude. And Chapter 5 is putting the whole process together. That's just a little crazy sample right there. But once you get the kind of the outline together with the chapters, then you could go in and create the main points for every chapter. So for baseball, for the whole baseball book, for chapter 1, let's just say it was hitting, you could break down the swing, you could break down the follow through, you could break down the bat to use, and you kind of break it all down, so when you go to write, you have these little bullet points and ideas, and it makes it a lot easier. And honestly, don't try to make it perfect. You could fix things later. You don't have to. I mean, a lot of times when I write, sometimes I'll be saying this isn't perfect, going back, changing the sentence, going back, changing the sentence. Don't do that. Just put the whole thing out there at first. Write your how many words you want to write, the 500 words or whatever. And then once you're done banging out the words, then go back and kind of switch it up, because it's going to make it a lot easier. And I just feel like once you're in the flow, stay with the flow. Don't be disrupting it all the time. It's going to really pull you back. And the last step that I want to talk about in this live hangout is the editing the book. And you might think to yourself, wow, I mean, I'm not that great of a writer. I mean, it's going to be so hard. No one's going to want to edit my book. I mean, I'm telling you guys right now, I'm really not that good at all with grammar and punctuation and all that stuff. Like, I am a mess, but I'm getting better and better as I write more and more. But seriously, anybody could write a book. Don't worry about the editing process. You could outsource it easily on Fiverr.com, Fiverr.com. And you could hire people for as little as $5 per gig, and they'll edit your work for. Some people will edit 1,500, 2,000 words for $5. I'd probably stick with someone who does maybe 500 to 750 words per $5 and has a lot of good reviews, so you know that they know what they're doing. So I mean, you can get your book edited, a 3,500-page book, for anywhere between $10 and $20, which is really not a lot at all. I mean, if you're on a budget, you could find a college friend or someone you know is decent skills, maybe they were an English major or something like that, and they could help you out, because it's a small book. It's not going to take too long. Or you could just, edit it yourself. Just keep reviewing it, looking it over, do some Google searches on punctuation and grammar, and just kind of figure it out yourself, because it is a small book. But, you're going to risk getting negative reviews on your book if you do this, especially me. Like, I like to hire an editor, because people, when they're reading a book, they want it to be smooth. They want it to be free of errors. And if you try to do it yourself, you could have some errors and just kind of have a bad reading experience for them, and it'll leave you a negative review. And reviews are huge. I'm not going to talk about this right now, because this is just a part 1 video, but getting reviews on your book is absolutely imperative to your success. And getting a few negative reviews, especially if you don't have a lot of them, could really screw up your sales. So reviews are huge. But hopefully you enjoyed that little presentation that I had. I'm going to go into the comment section real quick right now and kind of check out to see what's going on, if there's any questions or whatnot. So bear with me for one moment. All right. What's going on, PNW Picker? How's it going? Ken Paul says, so how much are you making on each book so far? Like 50 to 100 a month or something? Residual income, leveraging income seems to be along the lines of working smarter instead of just harder. Definitely want to fire my boss. How much I make per book really depends. You're not going to start making a lot of money from your book until you get a lot of reviews on it, and you go through the whole Kindle free process, which I'll talk about at another time. Pretty much the Kindle It's called the I forgot what it's called, but you pretty much could put your book up for free for upwards to $5. And doing this really helps your book to rank. It allows people to download it, and it just helps you in terms of getting your book ranked in the Amazon algorithm. So once you get a bunch of reviews on it, which takes time, and you put it through the free process, and you start to get your book ranked, then you'll start making some money. I have one book that made me, last month it made me, I think, almost $200. And this month I think it could probably even hit 300 because it's really taken off. But most of my books are only making, once they get reviewed up, around 20 to 30 bucks. Sometimes you could get them up to 50, 60, 70 bucks pretty easily. But again, I've only been doing this for 3 months. I'm learning new things every single day. I'm learning how to rank better, choosing better keywords, making better titles, monetizing your book on the back end, which we could talk about with building email lists and whatnot. So I'm a noob. I'm a beginner right now. It was like me like 2 years ago starting eBay. Like I didn't have a lot of knowledge. I'm just kind of jumping in head first and taking action and learning from my mistakes, because that's really what it's all about. You can't figure everything out at first. You just got to jump into it, try things out, experiment with different ideas. And like I said, see what works. Right now I'm messing with a lot of topics that are in the health niche. I'm also going to be getting into like the romance and a lot of people, they do the erotica, whatever it's called, that niche. But honestly, I don't know. I'm not really into it, but a lot of people are buying books on that. So maybe that's something in the future, but probably not. But I like the self-help niche as well, and the health. That's the primary places I'm making books. And right now, like, I'm over 10, I know for sure, maybe 13 or 14, somewhere around there. I've got about 5 or 6 more books coming. But things are going well. Like I said, I thought I was only going to hit about 300 in sales for July. Ended up hitting over 500 in sales, which was amazing. Pretty much quadrupled my income, even more from the month before. And this month, I'm going to try to hit 600, 700, 800, maybe $1,000 in royalties. Who knows? It really depends on how hard I work. But I definitely want to hit 600 in sales this month. That's the goal. But I'm going to check the comments one more time, see what's going on. Then I'm going to roll out of here. Got a dislike on this video. I guess someone doesn't like the fact that I'm helping people to make money. But that's how it is. This isn't for everybody. Some people, they're stuck in their ways. They like doing what they're doing, and they've got, I don't know how to say it, but they've got their own means of what's right and what's wrong, and this is the way it is, and you can't do that. So I mean, this isn't for everybody, but if you're open for ideas, you're creative, you like to make income streams from different places, I mean, this is definitely something to look into. But it looks like there's not a lot of questions on this right now. I'll make sure to go back in the comment section later. But again, I appreciate you guys watching. I'm telling you right now, if you want to start making some more money online passively, Kindle is definitely a great opportunity, and you can definitely make some money. So again, thanks for tuning in. Hope everyone has a great day. Keep on picking and making that money, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.